Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane. Today we'll be having a look at Ethereum Classic. I'll be making my bold prediction today that Ethereum Classic will definitely hit $200 by the end of this year. In fact, I think that's an understatement. $200 is very modest. I think it can hit $200 in the next 3 to 4 months, right? By the end of this year, Ethereum Classic could be looking at $300, I'd say. $300, I'd say, and I'll show you exactly why. It's actually quite crazy. Now, a lot of cryptocurrencies have been riding the hype train lately, but no one more so than Ethereum Classic. Looking at this cryptocurrency back in 2019 December, under $4, $3.80. If we go a bit further to October 2020, last year, Ethereum Classic was at $5.18. If you look at Ethereum right now, Ethereum is at $124. And again, that's just an understatement. So I think the bold prediction to make that this cryptocurrency will hit $200 sometime this year, and at the end of this year, $300, I think that's more than possible. That is more than possible. But let's get into some more details. First, let me explain to you what Ethereum Classic is, because it's different from Ethereum itself. Ethereum Classic is a decentralized computing platform that executes as smart contracts. Applications are run exactly as programmed without the possibilities of censorship. Avoiding censorship, you'll avoid centralized systems. In that way, you'll be more decentralized. Downtime or third-party interference. I like that. So that's the first part of Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is also a distributed network consistent of a blockchain ledger, native cryptocurrency, ETC, and robust ecosystem of on-chain applications and services. So that's a nice summary of what Ethereum Classic is. Now, it also provides a permissionless way to manage digital assets without the need for intermediaries such as banks and other institutions. So basically, Ethereum Classic is a far more decentralized. Ethereum Classic is a far more decentralized version of Ethereum itself. Ethereum Classics allow uncensorable smart contracts to be written, deployed, and executed. Now, Ethereum Classic enables truly unstoppable programmable money. Ethereum Classic is the communication of the unaltered history of the origins of Ethereum chain. The Ethereum network exists to preserve the principles of code is law. And that's as simple as it gets, guys. Decentralized active ecosystem for participants in global and permissionless network. Untampered ledgers since 2015, Ethereum Classic's generics block. Censorship-resistant network executing contracts exactly as programmed. So I've already explained to you in a simple way what Ethereum is. Now let's go back to the charts. Like I was saying, a lot of cryptocurrencies have been having a great hype train. They've all been on the hype train since the start of this year. In fact, going back to the end of last year around December, I think that's primarily when the hype train really started. But overall, you cannot deny that Ethereum Classic is absolutely incredible right now. If you look at the chart, just in March alone, it was at $12. It was at $12 in March alone, right? 1 month ago exactly, this was the price of Ethereum, less than $20, less than $20 US. And this thing has gone up to $173 at its all-time high. Yes, it will definitely hit $200. It will definitely hit $200 sometime this year, but I don't think it will just stop there. I think Ethereum will go a lot further, and I think Ethereum Classic will go a lot further and hit the big number of $300. So in the next month, I'm going to make an updated video, and I'll be watching Ethereum Classic really closely, and I'll be seeing if it hits that target of $200, how fast it does it, and if I think it can hit the big number of $500 this year, because that's a big question. Will it hit $500 this year? No one knows. I know for sure it will hit $200, and I know that it could possibly hit $300 by the end of this year. But if it does, if it achieves these milestones in the next couple of months, then I'll have to make another video and predict where it will be at the end of the year. So time will only tell. So the next thing I want to talk about is Ethereum Classic Exorable Split. Exorable Split. So the ability to fork away with a different set of rules to preserve the integrity and security of the system is a basic principle of blockchain in particular and open source projects in general. Systems like Bitcoin have experienced several splits in the past, given origins to the networks such as Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV standing for Satoshi Nakamoto Vision or Satoshi Vision, Bitcoin Gold, and even more precious to those like Litecoin amongst many others. And Litecoin is basically a silver of Bitcoin. It's a lighter version of Bitcoin. It's even faster than Bitcoin actually, so that's quite nice to know. Ethereum Classic itself is one of the two blockchains which originally were a single one. In 2016, the original Ethereum ecosystem decided to bail out a significant sector of the community who invented the DAO, so they split from the mainnet. The legacy chain was called Classic. From then it represents the original vision of code as law and immutability. That's why they call it Classic, like a classic version of what we have now. So that's quite interesting. Ethereum Classic was going fine until 2018. The original core developer team was suddenly disrupted. However, after several scrabbles within the ecosystem and 51% attacked in 2019, things seemed to be stabilizing. The Ethereum Classic ecosystem went on to perform the Atlantis, Azalan, Agahata, and Phoenix upgrades in the next couple of years and achieve parity with Ethereum, which is one of the highest goals for the system. Nevertheless, a very traumatic period occurred when a slew of persistent reorganization attacks happened against in 2020. Well, 2020 itself, August. An additional problem these attacks were created was they opened a divide in the ecosystem again, which is not good. And this is where we are now. It opens a divide in the system again. And what have this done? One side decided to implement a solution called Mesh to prevent more attacks and led a new hard fork codenamed Thanos. Wow, I like that. Thanos, like the Marvel character. Oh wow. That's actually quite funny. To change the mining algorithm while systematically ignoring the other side, legitimate and important proposals going through the ECIP process. Such proposals were the definitive change of mining algorithm and the activation of photo treasury, the implementation of interoperability technologies such as Fly Client and Neopol. I don't even know what that is. I'm not even going to get into that. And the additional deployment of checkpointing solution to reinforce the defense mechanism of the blockchain while the hash rate remained low. This divide in the Ethereum Classic ecosystem has created an irreconcilable solution. One of the reasons I also think that Ethereum will definitely hit $200, not because it was so close to $200, but look at the supply, guys. The circular supply is 116 million and the max supply is 210. It's actually a very low supply. It's not as low as Bitcoin 21 million, of course not. But it's still significantly low. If you think about it, it's still significantly low compared to some other cryptocurrencies that have billions of coins, right? Billions of coins. This thing only has 210 million in max supply and 116 in circulating supply. So low supply is very good for cryptocurrencies that want to achieve high numbers in a shorter period of time. So those are some of my reasons why I think Ethereum will hit $200 and eventually $300 this year. Subscribe. Let me know if you agree with my predictions that Ethereum Classic has a lot more potential than we've yet to realize. And if it can achieve this from $12 to $173, I think it was, at its all-time high. If it can achieve that in less than a month, then yes, I think Ethereum Classic has a lot of surprises on the way. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you disagree with me or if you agree with what I'm saying.